It's Wednesday night after a long day, and the last thing you want to do is cook dinner from scratch. But you still want a satisfying, tasty meal without the guilt? Enter your freezer's sidekick, Cauliflower. From thin and crispy cauliflower crust pizzas to all-natural white meat chicken tenders and more, Cauliflower is gluten-free always, satisfies every craving, and is ready in minutes. Cauliflower is available in freezer aisles nationwide. Visit eatcauliflower.com/where-to-buy to find a store near you.
You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
Critical hit Punch All Nazis takes place in the early days of World War II and combines high adventure with cosmic horror. All dates, locations, and historical events are thrown out the window in order to create a fun story. So don't put too much thought into historical inaccuracies. All accents are done poorly, but with love, and no disrespect is intended. Last time
on Critical Hit.
I sense that Doc is reluctant to give you this key.
And he gets a pencil and he does a real quick rubbing on the little insignia. And of course, everybody drinks their wine as the countryside is bombed. At the events below you, you hear somebody right over your left shoulder. Well, this is really different, Mr. Blisco. What's going on? Blisco, in the last episode, you were having an interesting dream, and then you woke up. I didn't know if you wanted to follow up on anything with that, or if you were just going to let it go, because it is starting to become morning, and you know that there is a briefing with the Brigadier, Towton, and what's her name? Sally.
Yeah, I will. How early in the morning is the meeting?
It's first thing, so I'm guessing it's right after breakfast. So 8:00.
Okay, yeah. Blisco grew up on a farm. He's probably a significantly earlier riser than that, anyways. So he'll head down to, I guess, the lab first, and
sure.
Then wherever. Silver might be if it's not there.
Yeah, so the main lab in the house is somewhat restricted. So there are people standing outside, checking badges and making sure that people are on the list. You're certainly on the list, and they let you in, and you go in, and you see Antoine and Pontus scurrying around, doing whatever they're doing. Beakers and Jacob's ladders are going off, and you see Dilbert and some of the other eggheads are over there working on different things, though Dilbert, all the other eggheads, iron their clothes first thing in the morning and they look like snappy dressers. Dilbert today looks a little shaken. His hair is askew. His collar is not as pressed as you have normally seen him with that, but he seems to be doing whatever the eggheads are doing.
I'm going to head over to him. And
oh, Mr. Blisco, I didn't see you come in. How are you doing today?
A little tired. Was woken up from my dreams by
yes,
you.
Please, tell me Tell me about your dream, because I also had a very strange dream last night.
I'll go over everything before he showed up.
Okay. Yeah, that seems to be in line with what I remember. I just remember last night when I was going to bed thinking a lot about the symbol on the box, and when I woke up, I was in this field and I saw you standing on the hill, and when I went up there, I saw whatever the heck was going on down there, and when I spoke to you, you looked kind of startled and you disappeared, and then I woke up.
That's because you woke me up.
Huh? You were... Fascinating. So, I saw you disappear and you say you woke up immediately. That's fascinating. Was there anyone else in your room last night?
I'm going to assume the answer to that is no.
Yeah. Oh,
Or
okay.
that I'm aware of.
Okay. Well, this is interesting. Have you had these kinds of dreams before?
This is the recurring dream I've been having for however long it's been going on. Did it start once we got here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, since we got back to Britain from our stateside trip, did I have
curiouser.
any dreams while we were outside of Britain?
Just none of the dreams where you've had dreams where you're running across grasslands before, and you shared those with Pontus and Antoine when they were grilling you on your desire for meat. And but yeah, nobody, this is the first time that you know of, besides the people that have been attacked by the ghouls. This is the first time that you've had somebody that you've interacted with outright.
That's good to know. The question I was asking was, did I have these dreams when we went to...
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
No, these specific dreams where the ghouls are attacking key figures is only when you are here at Kent.
Yeah. So, okay. So, yeah, it's been a recurring dream nightmare. Anytime we're here. They started when we got back from the States, and while we were trying to get the flute, nothing. And then almost immediately again, once we're back here.
Why don't you roll me an insight and observation? D1.
Oh boy. That doesn't work right now. I haven't had... Seems reasonable.
Hey, one success.
Got there.
As you're talking, you notice that there are a couple of other eggheads in the room that are kind of got their ear half cocked and are listening to what you're saying. And of course, Pontus and Antoine are just too absorbed in their science projects to pay any attention. But you do notice that you've gotten the attention of a few of the other scientists in the room, or at least they're eavesdropping on what you're saying. This is all interesting, Mr. Blisco. I think I'm going to have to talk to Mr. Helias on more about that key.
Was I told about the key?
No.
Okay. What key?
Well, apparently, while he was off base, he went home to visit his father, and he found a big silver key that said it was the key to the Dreamlands, but he wouldn't let me take it, so I couldn't do any testing. All I have, and he pulls out this piece of paper from his pocket, is this little rubbing that I did off the corner of the box.
Huh. Does this look at all familiar?
No, not to you.
Okay.
It looks like a little tiny key.
That's probably a good thing. Not being familiar with this weird stuff seems...
I tell you, Mr. Blisco, I've seen some weird things too, and last night was the weirdest. I'm so exhausted today.
You get used to it a little bit.
I don't know. I can imagine that whatever was going on with Mr. Towton, Lord Towton, and Mr. Churchill, I would look into them and see if they're doing okay. They look like they were terrified.
I say Towton and Churchill have been in there every time, right?
Yeah, every time.
Okay.
You've gone in there. Those are the two. But you also saw, one of a general, some Navy guy or something that was in there as well, and he was killed. He was already dead by the time you found him, and then the next day, that guy had died in his sleep.
Yeah, and then the other person I saw was the prisoner at one point.
Yes, you did see him as well.
Have I talked to any other eggheads about the dreams, or is it just?
Nope, just Antoine and Pontus.
Okay. I'm gonna tell
the only times I would say probably the only times that you've interacted really with the eggheads is when you needed parts or something quickly manufactured for that car you were working on.
Fair. That does sound like Blisco.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've talked with Pontius and I can't remember their name. Why? Antoine.
Yeah.
Pontius and Antoine about these dreams before. If you want to, we should probably let them know that we were sharing a dream.
Oh yeah, that's right. I probably should let them. Hey, Mr. Pontus, Mr. Antoine, and they both look around. He comes over. Oh yes, what can I do for you? I had an interesting experience where it appears that Mr. Blisco and I interacted with each other momentarily in a dream last night, and they both kind of stopped what they're doing, and now the entire room, a lot of people have stopped what they're doing and looking at you, and for the next 10 minutes, Antoine and Pontus just grill you on every little detail about the place that you're always dreaming of, the fields that you're running through. They're wanting to know even more about these men in red robes. They are super interested again about the ghouls. They are questioning you, Blisco, about your desires with meat. They even ask you about the high mountain with the man clothed all in robes, whose face you can't see, calling out to you. They're really keyed in on this, and they grill you for a good 10 minutes on all of that stuff.
As they start asking questions, and I see everybody looking at us, I ask if we can move this to a little more private, focused location.
Yeah, sure. I mean, right now we're in one of the higher security clearance places on the base, but yes, and they usher you and Dilbert into a little side room. This is clearly an office of the main doctor who oversees this lab, but it is a private place, and they continue to grill you, and they say, is there something specific that you wanted to talk about?
No, this is equal parts security and comfort.
Oh yes, certainly after what happened to Antoine, we can't be too careful with the information we are sharing.
Yeah, and I'm not used to everybody's eyes on me.
Oh yes, same, says Pontus.
That's Valentino's
Antoine.
No,
friend.
Yeah. No, that was Blisco saying that's everybody's eyes on people is Valentino's, it's his thing.
Oh yes.
Everybody pays attention to him.
Oh, they certainly do.
And then spill all the details about whatever questions they have to the best of Blisco's recollection.
Okay. Yeah, I think everything that I just gave you the brief summary should be kind of the detailed stuff that you have. At one point, Antoine holds up a ham sandwich. Do you want to eat this?
I mean, he doesn't get the chance to finish his question.
Oh, okay.
If it's held up as an offer, like
Okay. You bite into the ham and it tastes a little off.
a little off.
Does it taste worse than the last time that you were here?
I don't think so.
Good. And you're keeping your notebook?
Yeah. Pull it out of. Yeah, definitely would have brought it with me for a conversation about these dreams.
Okay. So Antoine takes it from you and he flips through and he's looking at anything and he says, well, this seems to be within line of the last time we talked. So I don't think there are any changes that are going on right now. But do keep your notebook handy.
Yep.
We probably ought to look into these red-robed figures and figure out what they are. They seem to be kind of controlling everything.
Yeah, I can keep an eye out, see if I recognize anybody else.
No, that would be excellent. Yes, if you could see who they are under their hoods, that could be very interesting indeed.
I'll try. I don't know how much control I have in there.
You may have more control in there than you think. If this is really someplace called the Dreamlands, and the ghouls are there, and you're there, that may be more of a reality than it is something that's going on inside your head.
Huh. Okay. Oh.
If you guys will excuse me, I need to go find Mr. Elias, and Dilbert leaves the room. Is there anything else, Blisco?
Nothing more than that.
Okay, well, if you do have any more of these dreams, please let us know right away. You could even wake us up in the middle of the night if you need to.
I will let you guys know.
And again, please take care of Valentino. I understand you may be embarking on a most dangerous mission.
I will watch him as closely as we watch each other as we can.
He's very delicate. He's only got a brawn of 6.
And not everybody gets to grow up on a farm.
Yes, that's true. You should ask him about that sometime. Well, if there's nothing else, then we should get back to our experiments.
Okay.
And they escort you out of the science room.
It is breakfast time.
It is breakfast time. So you go and find breakfast. Meanwhile, Dilbert's hair can be seen bobbing up and down through the corridor of Section MHQ, and he turns a corner and he bumps right into to Doc. Oh, Mr. Elias, I was just looking for you. How are you today, sir?
Good. Dilbert, right?
That's right, sir. Hey, listen.
Sorry.
Something interesting happened last night, and it only occurred when I had, and he holds up the paper with the little symbol on it. When I had this on my person, I understand that you guys may be going somewhere for a while. Would it be possible if I had the box and that key to do some studies, of course?
Certainly. Is it? I can certainly give it to you. It's just I'm not sure what it is, and I don't want.
Oh, that's
it to be
that's
lost
the great thing about science. That's a great thing about science, sir. We're going to test it out, and we're going to figure out exactly what it is. Hypothesis, testing hypothesis, proving hypothesis.
That actually sounds like an excellent idea. Yeah, and I actually reach into a pocket of my coat and have it with me.
Oh, excellent. And he's kind of like, you can see him kind of rubbing his hands together as you're pulling it out of your pocket, and he's smiling.
Just make sure to take good care of it and take care of yourself as well. Sometimes there's more than we expect with these type of items, artifacts. I don't even know what to call them anymore.
Oh, believe me, sir, I've seen things and I've heard things. Those Shoggoths are the scariest thing that I've ever seen, that's for sure. And if what I'm thinking is proves out to be the case, then I may be the number 2 around this lab. Take that, Antoine and Pontus. And he whips around and he disappears down the hallway, and you see his little greasy head as he ducks down a door back into the lab areas.
Well, good luck at that, I guess.
Oh, look, there's Blisco.
Hey, Blisco. How did you sleep?
About as normal for me lately.
So bad?
I get used to it.
I haven't yet. Ugh.
You hear the soft padding on the stairs, the carpeted stairs, as some footsteps, actually a pair of footsteps, are coming down the stairs for morning breakfast. It looks like it's Valentino, and it looks like it's Dutch.
Hey, the gang's all here.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Hey, guys.
I probably should tell you guys more about my weird dream stuff.
Weird dream stuff.
Well,
Blisco, it's actually perfectly normal if you have sometimes a very intense dream. All you have to really do is take your sheets to be washed.
I don't think it's that kind of dream.
Oh, okay.
I told everybody about the dreams before.
You had told us about like the first Churchill dream because
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
we were all together when we saw. Did we see it on TV? Is that
You
happened?
saw it in a newspaper.
a news?
Yeah.
But Admiral
Okay.
Pavlov.
Yeah. So no. The I keep having the Churchill dream still.
Oh, is it different?
Yes. There was an admiral general guy who passed in his sleep the same night I dreamt of the
Right. Yeah.
a little bit ago. But the most recently, Dilbert was in the dream with me today.
So you dreamed about Dilbert.
No. I had the same dream about the field and the ghouls eating people, trying to eat people. And Dilbert was on the hilltop with me.
And so what you're getting at is that you were both in the same dream.
Yes.
Like you talked to Dilbert since then,
Yes.
and he was in the dream.
Yes. He approached me and was why I woke up, because I didn't expect someone to come say hi in the middle of that stuff.
Okay.
And that's why he came to me about the key then.
That is part of why I got the key from you. It was the key to the Dreamland?
The Dreamland, yes.
Dreamlands.
Dreamlands?
Plural.
And
Yep, plural. Mm-hmm.
he said he was thinking about it before sleep last night, and
Well, but he didn't take the key from you. He just like got a rubbing off of the box.
And
which looked like a key.
I wonder.
See, this is generally my concern with the stuff that we're dealing with. This is like,
Totemic magic.
yeah, this is like,
The image of a key is the same. Or
yeah,
at
it's like
least-
resonance.
Yeah. Which is fascinating. I did give the actual key to the actual Dilbert just a few minutes ago.
Okay. Well, I'm sure he can figure it out. Actually, I don't know that he can, but he's probably better than us at figuring it out.
Honestly, with these type of artifacts, I kind of get the feeling that they'll sort of tell us what they do. It seems that we bump into these things all the time and don't have a clue. So,
Yeah. Okay. Well, you doing okay, Blisco?
As I have been.
Stephen, did we all have nightmares again last night?
Yep, everybody, every time that you guys are back at Section M, you have all had horrible nightmares. Each of you are different in your nightmares,
Right.
but you are all having nightmares.
Is it
that freak you
always in the
F
manor?
out.
Yeah. We've started
Um,
having it in the manor house.
Yeah,
or
you guys haven't really had scenes where you're spending nights at like, we're going to spend the night in good old Devonshire, and
Right.
or so you haven't really had dreams there. But yes, all of these nightmares
Right.
that are repeating similar themes. You with what's his face in the formula,
Mhm.
Valentino and the Forest that are trying to grab him.
Mhm.
Dutch with the dark shadow that is always trying to overshadow any success that he has. And then, of course, Blisco running through the fields. Those dreams all happen while you are on the grounds of Section M in Kent.
Mhm.
Okay. Did any of the eggheads give you any advice about it?
Just to continue my logs.
Okay. Well, we are getting ready to go pretty soon, so make sure you're as square as you can be, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, surprisingly, with all the tossing and turnings that you guys had last night and your bad dreams, all of you but Dutch wake up feeling very refreshed and almost stress-free. Dear listener, that's code for their stress is totally cleared out.
Foreshadowing is your key to quality literature.
You feel very fortunate that you have your own quarters here on the estate. All three of you, or four.
Three quarters, you say?
Yes.
We are
if only all of your
fortunate.
courage was as high.
Indeed.
Oh, it's breakfast.
It is now time for breakfast.
It is.
So you all go into the main area, and of course, all the muckety mucks that you're familiar with are always there. Sally and the Brigadier and Towton and what's his face, the scary, creepy witch guy, are all sitting there having their morning breakfast, and they all kind of stop and look at you as the four of you all try to enter the room at the same time and get some food and have a seat. Good morning. I'm glad that you're all up and about. As soon as we finish our breakfast, we're going to give you all a briefing on what we hope you can accomplish as you try to get necessary information for us.
Certainly.
And you look around the room. Brigadier is just like totally fine. This guy is like prim and proper and eating his poached egg like a proper poached egg man would eat it. Sally is sitting there drinking some kind of a tea. Towton, though, looks, again, the more and more that you guys see him at Section M headquarters, and of course this is on the Towton estate, he seems to be, and you probably, Dutch especially, see that he seems to be not as put together each time you see him. Like with each passing day, the bags under his eyes get a little darker. His hair is maybe not as groomed as it should be. One day you could have swore he was walking around with a 5 o'clock shadow like he had forgotten to shave.
You been having bad dreams, Mr. Towton?
No. Yes, well, yes, I have had some nightmares here and there, but I think considering the Germans are trying to bomb us all to oblivion, and the Black Sun and the Knocked Wolf are trying to take over the world, I think we're all having bad dreams lately.
I think something else is going on.
I do too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We've first off, we've had people enter each other's dreams.
And then at that point, what's the witch man's name? Do you guys have that on your notes? I forget.
Seraph.
Yeah. Seraph turns the minute that you say people entering dreams. Oh, really?
Yep.
Fascinating.
And
Sir Towton, Brigadier Sir Towton, when I was interrogating the Dienstag, he mentioned something about the Norn who are attacking him, and that doesn't make any sense because the Norn cults around the world have been wiped out for 3 generations at least.
did he dream that?
He dreamed that he was being attacked by ghouls with robed figures all around him, and he called them Norn, but again, they've been a cult that has been eradicated from this planet, I assure you.
That's who those guys are supposed to be?
You've seen them as well.
I was in the dream with Dienstag when he was attacked.
And his eyes get very dark, and he looks at you, and that corner of the room seems to, even though it's a bright, April morning, the corner of the room seems to grow darker, and he's like, Blisco, you and I will have conversations when you return. And then he kind of settles back down. And if you would, roll me a will plus resilience check. We'll do a D1 there.
Aha.
Rob?
Yep, for Rob. Hey, 2
successes.
Very good. Yeah, you are momentarily startled, but this does not shock you in the least. Part of you wants to think that this is a little bit of a show that he's doing, but maybe it's also because you didn't sleep well last night. But something's definitely weird about this guy. Yes, well, if we're all done with our breakfast, and of course the servants come in and they clear all the plates and everything, and Blisco, you've got 4 plates that are piled up.
Yeah,
and it was fine. The food was fine. The bacon was, in your opinion, way, way, way overcooked, even though it was a little soggy. It was floppy bacon, not hard bacon, but you thought it was way, way, way overcooked. There was some sausage that you just thought was a little bit disgusting. But everything else, all the food, the eggs were fine, the fruit was fine, the bread was fine.
It's true evil that takes meat from Blisco.
It's not taking meat from him. We just have to switch him to tartar.
I would say Blisco is currently considering a vegetarian diet. He's not happy about it.
Everyone then gets up and you all go into the main library, which is your war room inside the estate. Mm-hmm. Arrayed on the main table, of course, is the map of Europe, and you again see the red area that have been taken over by the Germans as they continue their push into Paris. It is clear that France has been kind of divided into 2 parts: a northern part that is soon to be occupied by the Nazi forces, and a southern part of France that is still part of the resistance, still quote unquote free at this part, although one might question whether Vichy France is really neutral, really part of the resistance, or just capitulation at this point. Because the Nazis just stormed in across this. And of course, once you have told them about the worm creatures and Badger's commandos have come back and kind of mentioned the same thing, it makes it clear that those are kind of shock troops that they are using across the front lines to just burst through the countryside and take over France as fast as they can. But today on the map, you see a little model train on the map that is just outside of Paris, and it is moving westward towards Germany, or at least that's the direction that they have it pointing. The brigadier steps up and says, so this train is filled, our understanding is filled with artifacts that the Germans have been taking from every museum, every religious center, church, synagogue, whatever that may be. They've been loading it up on this train, and they are planning to take it back into Germany. we have a man on the inside that has been giving us information, and it appears that there are a couple of artifacts on this train that we could really, really use. One of them happens to be a diary from what we can tell is possibly the head luminary himself that details where all of the artifacts went down to the actual cities and locations, as well as where we have to open up the doorway to get into this Carcosa. And when he says Carcosa, the overhead lights kind of just dim and flicker just a little bit. And everybody looks around like, what the heck? Are we about to be bombed again? And after that happens, he's like, well, yes, that was strange, but we live in strange times. The goal is for you to parachute behind enemy lines and outside of the city of, and I believe it's pronounced Reims. That's how I'm going to pronounce it, Reims. Outside of Reims, France, there is this is where we think their next stop will be. But just to the west of there is a switch off. And we have been in contact with the resistance. If we can get that one car off the train, off onto this side switch, the resistance say they will have another train waiting for us, and they can get over here. And he points to the Vichy area of France, the free area of France. We can get everything over to the other side as quickly as possible, and we will be waiting and we'll be able to get all of this information back as quickly as possible. Is this a mission you think that you will be able to take on?
I think so.
Very good. Miss Armitage. And she's like, yes, thank you. Thank you, General, or Brigadier. I'm sorry. No, it's fine. I understand that you're a little behind the times, and when it comes to military statuses, and she just kind of gives him a cold stare. And she's like, okay, here's the real situation. We can't send you in fully loaded with weapons. You have the guns that have the silencers on them.
Okay.
That's going to be your main weapons that you will have. You should all take knives with you, but we also can't drop you into the city of Reims. We are going to have to drop you outside. And of course, the planes flying into enemy territory, we're going to have to drop you about 50 miles outside of Reims, and you're going to have to hoof it all the way to the other side as quickly as possible. You have about a week to get to the train station, board the train, get off the train, however you're going to do it. That is for you to figure out. But we have to get that car derailed or detached from the main German train, get it onto the side rail where the switch and the waiting train will take you into safety. We don't know from our man on the inside what the complement is going to be on this train. We do know that there is an engine, an officer's quarters right behind that. As she's saying she's pointing down each row of cars on this train. There is what we understand some kind of a war room on this train. So we got the engine, the officer's quarters, the war room. The next one is where the guards are stationed. Those are their quarters. Then there's a dining area or a mess hall right after that, followed by a comms room, a comms car. Then the storage car, where we know all of these artifacts are at. And then finally, at the back of the train, she points, there's a giant cannon on the back of this train. It is an anti-aircraft carrier. And it is loaded with a huge cannon. And so we are not able to get the plane any closer for fear of this weapon opening fire on the plane.
Okay.
It would be to our advantage if you could take that massive weapon out before you detach the storage car. But if you have to take both cars at the same time, that's okay as well.
Yeah, it sounds like we might have to. That sounds easier than being like, oh, sorry, let me detach this middle car. Here you go, Nazis. Here's your cannon back. Okay, let's go.
Yes. Yes. And she sees the humor in what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Although she's not breaking. She's not breaking, though.
Sure.
Darn it.
I'll take it.
So the other thing that you should be aware of is that there is resistance in the area, but at this point, it's very, very small, and we don't know where they're located. We only know the ones that are willing to meet us at the train switch with the train. So we don't think that you're going to be able to get additional help from the countryside, because our man on the inside is also letting us know that there are a lot of people flying Nazi flags outside of their homes.
Mm-hmm.
So you are definitely going to be in enemy territory.
Okay.
Have any of you, this is Towton, have any of you parachuted before?
Have we?
Yeah, I have.
Well, good luck.
No better time to learn.
If you would like to do any other planning, please do so. You've got about a day before you need to leave. We are going to, we're waiting for a storm front to blow in. And unfortunately, you're going to have to parachute, hopefully, at night in a storm, so as to not alert the Nazis that you are coming and not to have our airplane blown out of the sky.
Sir, any way we could get a little practice on that within the next 24 hours?
Oh, sure. There's a jumping ground platform just over there. And he kind of waves his hand to the outside somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Good luck, boys. And the brigadier leaves with Towton, and Sally just kind of stands there and looks at you guys. There are, besides the books and the documents that the brigadier and Towton specifically want, there are a lot of valuable tomes that I would also be very interested in.
And that's possibly in the storage card as well?
Everything should be in the storage car.
Okay. Yeah, we'll try to get that whole thing.
I hope
if you could give us a list of anything specific.
Yeah, so the main text, or the main two texts that they are looking for are the diary of Stephen. We'll just call it that. That is the main one. That is who they assume is the main luminary leader.
Okay.
Then there is supposedly a rolled up map in these quarters as well that outlines where all of the artifacts are supposed to be and where the entrance to Carcosa, or where this, where the spell was cast that they used to hide the Key of Solomon. But of course, Sally is happy with any archaic texts that you find. And there are certainly plenty texts that, Doc, you would probably be familiar with just from the time that you were rummaging through the Arkham, the Miskatonic University library. We understand that there is it's called Odin's Curse, is one of the books.
Mm-hmm.
There is also a German version of the Necronomicon.
Der Necronomicon.
There's only like three known versions of the Necronomicon in existence. And so this one, she kind of tells you that this one is something that has been rumored that there was a German version of the Necronomicon. But she's not really sure that that's true. But if there is, this would be a very, very valuable book.
Right. It's spelled with K's. That's how you know it's German.
Yes, there's probably 3 of them at least.
Oh, snap!
There is also a book called The Grimoire of Nyarlathotep. This might be particularly valuable to us in understanding those worm creatures that you fought. And if they have, you'll have to look for it. Look for a spell that I'm particularly interested in that talks about astral walking. And that may also have something to do with your predicament, Blisco.
Astral walking, yeah.
You do know what astral walking is, right? Leaving your body and going to other planes of existence?
Considering my specific current predicaments, I figured it was something with the dreams.
Okay, how about you try to do a reason plus persuasion and see if she goes along with your bluff or calls your bluff. We'll make it a D1.
Yeah, because the astral walking was 100% Rob and not Blisco. I was like, why would I be interested? That makes sense. Woo!
Hey, 1 success. Yes, and so she just totally believes you. There probably are others there, but if you're rushed and you can only get those items, those would be the top items to get. Or maybe slip into your pocket and not let the others know that you have access to them.
The others.
And she kind of nods to the Brigadier and Towton who have left the room. I mean, we're all in this together, but she leans in. I'm pretty sure the General has told you that we are all in this together as well.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Good. All right. Well, if you need some jump practice, I would go get to it now.
Yeah, let's go do that.
Yep.
So you head outside, and there is a tower that is set up for practice jumps. There's some kind of a springy rope that they attach to you, and one by one, the person in charge just yells at you nonstop as you jump off the towers and tumble and fall. How about everybody gives me an athletics plus agility? Athletics plus agility, D2, to see how well you guys are doing.
Okay.
That's my thought too, Brian.
Hey, 3 successes for Matthew. Matthew, that seems very easy for you. You seem to pick up on how the concept of how you're supposed to jump out of a plane works.
Right.
Blisco, you're kind of disappointed. You failed this, so you're the one that has to go so many times, and the jump sergeant who's training you guys just has had his fill with you after about an hour.
Look, my dream is to be in the plane.
Yeah, that's why you're so disappointed, is that there's no plane here. You thought you were going to be able to practice jumping out of an actual.
Why would I be jumping out of the plane?
Well, yeah, that's true too.
Like,
let's see.
Blisco wants to
Brian,
fly it.
You kind of understand what's going on. You feel comfortable doing it. The concepts are there, but you may not be at 100% certainty that this is a good idea, especially when they said you were going to be doing this kind of maneuver in a storm. And then, Carlos, you just breeze through this exercise without a problem.
Not that hard, Blisco. You just,
but the plane.
Yeah, Blisco, we're gonna jump out of a plane. That's happening. That's something that's happening. Okay. Here's what we should do. Once we get all that stuff back, we can put in for them to build you a jetpack, and then you won't have to jump out of planes anymore. You can fly out.
A jetpack?
Well, let's let Blisco test out the prototype first.
Okay. Fair enough.
Let's let Blisco check out the prototype. All right.
Yep.
Yeah. Dibs on the first wrist radio. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Secret Agent X8 to
So
Secret Agent X9.
speaking of radio, for your equipment, you've already been told that you have the gun, the whatever the weapon is called.
Mm-hmm.
Is it
The HDM?
Yeah, the HDM pistol.
Mm-hmm.
So you have that, and you will have a knife, right?
Our fighting knife that we've had.
Your fighting knife. They also give you, Doc, a first aid kit, a brand new first aid kit.
Beautiful.
It's a small one, though, because it has to be concealed.
Right.
You also get a small transmitter radio. It's one that only transmit Morse code. It is not something that will transmit voice. So, and it is also something that you can fold up and break apart and conceal so that if you were found and inspected, people would just be like, why does this person have, this pill bottle with copper wire? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And would probably kind of dismiss you fairly easily, but you can set it up to make it a very good makeshift Morse code radio.
Okay. Is that something that might, if it's a small first aid kit, I probably won't have my full med bag.
Nope.
I was going to say we could.
And then you're all going to have to go in civilian clothes instead of military gear.
Mm-hmm.
But what other things do you want to take with you?
Money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you've got some money. You've got 100 monies.
Okay.
You want to take the prototype?
We are potentially hijacking a train.
Is it something that can be sneak-defied?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Prototype X1 is just like any other handgun, except that it has a little belt that it attaches to. So it's easily concealable.
For some reason in my head, whenever we say that, I'm just picturing a Flash Gordon frap gun with a belt that has wires and pipes and things. So
it folds up under the jacket.
Okay. So it is
100
a
monies, Prototype X1, a small compact radio, a small med kit.
Mm-hmm.
You got your HDM pistols, your fighting knives. What else are you going to take with you?
We're going to need, presumably, if we're going to be hiking across country, we're going to want some sort of like compass or.
Sure, they will give you the necessary.
Like a compass and a map
Yeah, so they give you a compass and a map, and the clothing that they are going to dress you in is reminiscent of people out hunting or hiking in the wilderness. So that would explain, if you're hiking, you wouldn't have rifles.
Right.
But you're going to look like clothing from the countryside.
Clothing from the countryside, right.
And they have given you paperwork that reflects that.
Okay.
If you were to get stopped, but the goal is for you not to get stopped.
Papier, s'il vous plaît.
So who speaks French?
I do.
And I do.
Okay. All right. So you two speak French. Who speaks German?
Me.
All right. Anything else that you guys want to take or would like to take?
An armored panzer division? Or?
If I could.
Like what kind of tools do you want to take? It would have to be something small.
Fair.
Like a travel toolkit or something?
Yeah, like just something to be able to...
Dutch gave Blisco a ratchet specifically so that, you don't have to use like a big old thing to like ratchet something out. It's like a ratchet key.
There you go.
So you should take that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we going to need to like do anything as far as food or anything like that so we don't, die?
Yeah, you have some rations on you, some cheese and some salted meat.
Because of Dutch's, because of my character's, like, what is it called? Like, characteristic.
Mm-hmm.
I also have access to things I could reasonably have on my person. So things like a lighter,
those kinds of things. Yeah, those kinds of things, not a problem. They give you a can of cigarettes if anybody smokes.
Sure, I'll take it anyway.
There you go.
We like canned cigarettes. Those are the best kind.
Yeah, actually, you should go look at the canned cigarettes. It's pretty cool. Where it would have like a key, it would like be like you would can vegetables in the oldie days. And it would have like a metal key to unscrew the top of the canister of cigarettes. And that's what they
Weird.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, we are not, this show is not historically accurate, but I like to throw in the little realistic touches that are reflective of that time period. But
that is
not historically inaccurate, In
1,000 years, I would have never come up with canned cigarettes, but it's infuses things with a lot of personality.
It does.
Yeah. You should also, the other thing you should check out are the World War II lighters, especially the ones that were given to soldiers that were in the front lines. And World War I ones are also interesting just because of you don't want your lighter alerting the enemy to where you are at. All right. Is there anything else that you guys want to do before you embark on your mission? Blisco, if I'm not mistaken, do you not have heavy weapons? Did you take that as no, you did not. You did not take heavy vehicles as your focus.
It's cars and aircraft.
Okay. All right.
I forgot about the train thing when I was doing my...
Yeah. So you probably need to spend a little bit of time getting familiar with how train cars are hitched together, so that you can undo it easily. There's three things that you would have to do. And they kind of spell it out for you. The first one is that you have to disconnect the hydraulic for the brakes. You have to disconnect the communication line that would run all the way through. And then there's a wheel that you have to spin to actually detach the coupling. And going at the speeds you'll probably be going, it's going to be difficult to turn that wheel. I mean, heck, you're going to have to hang over the side of the train because they're showing you all the diagrams of what they assume a train looks. They know what a train looks like, but what they assume this train will look like. And so like the hydraulic line and the communication line are two separate lines that you have to kind of lean underneath the car to detach.
Nice. Can we also get an estimate and or actual recon on what type of mechanism is the track changing mechanism?
Oh yeah, it's just a regular switch, right? So if you can disconnect the train in time before the switch, there will be somebody that will pull the switch there. One of the resistance members will pull the switch there as the car glides off or goes off onto that side track where another train will be waiting to take you to your destination, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah. So we will not be moving the lever for the switch.
I mean, hopefully not.
Yeah, hopefully not.
If the resistance is doing what they're supposed to be doing, there should be just a guy standing by the train, and a switch is really literally that. You pull on a lever and it literally moves the train track, a part of the train rails, to where it causes the train that's riding on it to, instead of going straight, turn to whatever other track that's on there. It's a super basic system.
So whoever they sent.
So Dutch will probably actually just try to take it easy, get a good meal, maybe take a nap, just, try not to strain or stress out too much about it.
And sure enough, that afternoon, a massive storm rolls through England, crosses the channel and into France, and the skies are dark and stormy as you are given the go-ahead to get in the plane and take to the skies. Critical Hit Punch Hall Nazis is a production of Major Spoilers Entertainment and was produced and edited by me, Stephen Schleicher. If you would like to get a behind-the-scenes making of this episode, Be sure to check out the GM Roundtable Octoon Cthulhu Edition at our Patreon page, patreon.com/Major Spoilers. Each week I discuss my plans for the upcoming game session. Dr. Brad Will is there to share his reactions and advice on how to be a better game master. I will warn you, though, there are spoilers galore in every installment of the GM Roundtable Octoon Cthulhu Edition. So, if you don't like spoilers and don't want to know what I am planning next, don't listen to these episodes. Though, I will say, if you do listen, you'll be able to see how and where the players throw a wrench into my plans, and you're also going to have greater insight into the world that's being built into this campaign. Finally, we want you to record yourself doing your best on Critical Hit and send it to us at podcast@majorspoilers.com, and your voice will join the growing chorus of fans in upcoming episodes as well. Thank you again for listening this week, and here's hoping all of your dice rolls are critical hits.
This podcast is copyright 2024 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.
You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.